welcome to our business lesson today. So, please everybody have a seat. So, did you prepare your lesson for today? What were we talking about last time? Okay. About the goals and the key initiatives. Alright. What are the goals and the key initiatives? Okay. You. Yes, very well. And somebody else? What are other goals and key initiatives? Christine? Yes, that's correct. And you have to also realize your longer term targets. Yes, that is correct, but you have to take into consideration that on the one hand, you have to quantify your goals for the year. You do that at the top of a column, and then list your 5 or 6 key initiatives for the year, similar in strategic importance to and aligned with the key capabilities. And you have to plan, and that's very important, you have to plan and to revise them each time you close the books on your fiscal year, or according to the marketplace demands. And you also have to keep an eye on the targets column. Okay, other goals and initiatives? James? Alright. Okay, very good. So we're going to talk today about how to make a strategic plan. I want you to listen carefully and to take notes. We shall have a test next time. So I want you to listen very carefully and to ask as many questions as possible, because you need to understand how to make a strategic plan. Okay, is everybody ready? Do you have something to write? Good. So, about making a strategic plan. What do you begin with? You begin with some core values and beliefs. What should be, what should not be. So that would be one column that you have to take into consideration when you make a strategic plan. Another point would be the purpose. So why? Why you do something, why you plan something. Then the third column would be the targets. You should make targets for 3 to 5 years so that you know where you are going. Then you have another column that is called goals. These goals are for a shorter period of time. Usually you make those goals for 1 year. And these goals answer the question what? What I'm going to do in 1 year? What are the short-term plans for 1 year? And then another column would be the actions. Usually you make those plans quarterly with actions, and they refer to how. how to do uh, the um, the things that you have planned, the practical part. And another column would be the theme. You make it quarterly and annually. And the last column would be the accountability. So who and when, so that you have an overview of the exact details. Do you want me to repeat the columns? So your strategic plan has how many columns? 7. Very good. Which one is the first? Core values, core beliefs. Very well. What do they mean? What you should do, what you shouldn't do. Very well. What is the second column? The purpose. Very well. What does the purpose mean? Why am I doing what I am doing? Very good. Has everybody written down the second column? Okay, now we go to the third column, which was targets. Very well. What does the target mean? Where I am going? Okay. And for how long are the targets planned? 3 to 5 years. Very well. And the next column, the fourth column. Very well. Are the goals? Very well. For how long were the goals planned? For 1 year. Very well. And what do the goals mean? What you do, what you plan to do. Okay. And the fifth column, very well, are the actions. What does that mean? How you do things practically. Okay. And for how long do you plan the actions? Quarterly, very well. And the next column was the theme. Okay. How do you plan that? Quarterly and annually. Very well. So you have a deadline. You must have a measurable target. I'll explain to you later that. So, and what was the last column that you have to make? The accountability, very well, which says what? Who did what when? So that you have the overview of what you have actually achieved. Alright. Did everybody write? Did you understand what those columns mean and what their purpose is? Okay. So in this case, let's begin with the first column, because I want you to understand step by step what we have to do, how we have to plan our business. What are the moments in time when you have to make an analysis, and what the result is, and analyze the result after we have made this entire analysis. Let's begin with the first column, which was core values, core beliefs. What would be important to write in this column? We should have what? We should have happy customers. We should do what? Practice what we preach. We should offer first class for less, because there is always competition on the market, and we must always think that we have to be better than our competition. We have to honor intellectual capitalists, to understand that everyone is an entrepreneur, and most important is that we have to never ever give up. So we must have these core values that we must respect, that we must center upon, and take into consideration all along the business year. Let's go to the second column, the purpose. we must have freedom. Our actions create more, not less. Freedom for our clients, for associates, for shareholders, and for the entire community. So we must understand the importance of our actions. We must live the values and the purposes. And how do we do that? By sending emails, by mastering agent calls. We need to make coach feedbacks. And we have to check all that we have done after signing accountability. So what would be the purpose, for example, in a practical business? To get 10,000 clients as the #1 distribution channel of knowledge products and services of our company. So that would be an example of how to set a purpose for the business. Let's continue with the third column, which was the targets. For how long do you plan a target? Between 3 and 5 years. It shouldn't be more than 5 years, because it is difficult to plan for such a long time. There are many things that change in a business, and then we have to revise what we have already done, if it's longer than 5 years. What are the targets? Where we are going. So you have to establish a future date. You have to establish the revenues. Then you put in the profit and the market cap. So for example, we need 1,000 clients with revenues between 5 million and 200 million. What are the key capabilities? So the 3 to 5 year priorities. For example, to get 15 million employees from 10,000 firms utilizing. We need 25 master agents fully functioning. We need a major business publication partnership, and the community college initiative fully functional. And we also need a creative exclusive image. So these would be the key capabilities that we as a business need. What would be the SMART numbers? Program ratings, enrollment numbers per program, and available free cash. What is the brand promise? 100% implementation of ideas that we teach. Less knowledge and more action. Well, in this case we can also consider that the information is important, because we must understand how to make the business plan. The next column was the goals. For how long do we plan the goals? For 1 year, very well. So the goals are a shorter term plan. What does it mean? What we practically do. So what we list in the goals: year ending, the revenues, the profit, the market cap, and also the gross margin, the cash, the inventory days, and the revenue per employee. What would be the key initiatives? The annual priorities. To get the business funded and operating. to get 60 additional clients and 10 master agents. What else do we need for our business? The coach process nailed. We also need the implementation kits for all content providers. And we would also need tests collecting 50% deposits to further improve positive cash flow. And what would be a critical point? We would need 80 ecstatic customers, giving us 4 million run rate. We can also think about planning by adding the opportunities to exceed the plan and by adding the threats to making a plan. Like, for example, not having a whole solution or having undercapitalized clients. Okay, now let's go to the 5th column, that was the actions. So, the first quarter, for example. You must write down the ending of the quarter, when the quarter ends. Then, what do we add? The revenues, the profit, the market cap, the gross margin, the cash, inventory days, and revenue per employee. So what would be the rocks? The quarterly priorities. So we have to get a prototype, a head coach and a coaching process, a performance development process test. We need enough coaches to replace those that are not available at work. We need additional key content relationship. So we have to establish our priorities. Regarding the theme, we make that quarterly and annually. So what do we have to take in consideration in this column? The deadline, very well. The measurable target. What would that be? 100% completion of 5 transactions. We also have to choose the theme name, so the operation transition. Then we choose the scoreboard design to describe and to sketch your design in this space. And the celebration, for example, $1,000 bonus. Now we reached the end of the table. The last column would be the accountability, so who and when. And what do we write here? The quarterly priorities date, very well. The technologies, the coaches, the new head coach, fully on board, implementation kits for 3 content providers completed, and the test payment system done. So these were the columns that you should take into consideration when you make a one-page strategic plan, a simple strategic plan. And then you have to simply add the details on this plan. Like this you can have an overview of your business, of what you start with and what the target is, where you want to get. So I want you to read all those details, and the next time we shall have a test, and I'll ask you some questions from each of these columns and about their importance. Okay, any more questions? Yes? yes, for the theme, you have to usually establish a deadline, a target, and you have to make short description, like a sketch, and design a general plan of what you want to pursue. Okay, somebody else? Yes? No, the test will be only 30 minutes. There will be 10 questions, and you'll have to answer according to the details that you were finding in the book and according to the details that I gave you. Okay, any more questions? Okay, in this case, see you next time, and I hope you prepare your lesson, and that the test results will be good.